Hi guys, Dylan here. First of all, I just want to say thank you to the host so much for picking me to play this wonderful game. I've been a lifelong Survivor fan since the age of 9 years old when season 1 came out, and it's been my dream to play. So thank you, Leslie. Thank you, fellow Dylan, for giving me this opportunity and for letting me try out this amazing game. This is also my first time in an org. I never even knew orgs existed until we started playing this. I didn't even know there were other orgs until like 2 weeks into this game. And I did not know that this was such a community. So I'm really glad that I'm a part of this community now. I'm glad people welcome me with open arms, and I hope one day maybe I'll get a shot to play another one. So thank you for that. Anyways, I'm going to just briefly go into why I feel like I am the sole survivor from a social aspect, from a challenge aspect, and most importantly from a strategic aspect. I'll go through the different points, but it all starts back to the first day. So right before day one, before the game started, I actually thought we were going to Japan. I don't know why. I guess I just was so ignorant about this whole org thing. I was looking for plane tickets. I was about to pack my bags, and I was actually about to ask Leslie if this was real, and I was like, wait, there's no way we're actually doing that. And so I stopped packing my bags. Anyways, the day the game started, we were in that weekend before we put into tribes. I built a really strong bond with Paul as well as Alex. We made a Day Zero alliance called the West Cali Boys. We all lived in California, and I thought that was a great place to start. From there, when we got split into tribes, they were also on my tribe, which really helped out at the beginning. That being said, spoiler alert, this is my first reveal of my first secret. When I got my buff, it came with a disadvantage, and I haven't told anyone else this yet, but that disadvantage was a self-vote at the first tribal council, and obviously we lost that first day, so I did not want to go home, so I didn't tell anyone. No one in my alliance, nada. I also made a bond with David right away. Hey, David. Named ourselves the Double D Eliminators. We made a final 2 pact. Also made a deal with Carrie as well. We wanted to go to the end, and unfortunately, Carrie didn't get to see you at the merge, and that's a major bummer. Would have loved to see this game through with you. After the first vote, which went to Rocks, because somebody was missing, not going to make names here, I knew I had to hit the ground running here and make moves right away. After the second vote, we did, in my alliance of 5, and then pulling in Alicia, we did have the upper hand. And then, of course, what do you know? Tribe switch. If someone were to ask me what scared me the most about playing Survivor, I would immediately respond with having the tribe change up and me being part of the minority alliance. And that actually came true when I was put on the Ouchie tribe. I was put with Donatus, Galong, and Susan. I still had David, my brother from the previous tribe. And I had to build trust right away and build rapport with those 3 newcomers. Luckily, I was able to build trust and talk strategy with Donatus and Galang and have a really great talk with Susan, to the point when the combined tribal council happened, I was put in the middle of a fork in the road because I had still allies on the previous tribe as well as new allies on the Ouchie tribe. We wanted to stay Ouchie strong. So my first big move was to be able to compete that tribal council with both sides maintaining trust in me moving forward. The way I did that is I knew Paul, Alicia, and Carrie would not be voting for me or David. And I told my Ouchie tribe, let's go ahead and vote whoever they're for in the minority. And if they're all voting against one of us, we'll throw all 5 of our votes on one of them. Now, they did say in their tribal council that they were going to vote for Luna. So we all voted for Luna. Luna went home. I maintained trust with my Ouchie tribe, as well as maintaining trust with my alliance members on the other side, which set me in a really good position for the merge. All right, when the merge happened, my strategy shifted a little bit. I wanted to make sure that I can secure trust on both sides from both former tribes. I had created alliance members with Galong and Donatus, as well as creating alliance members with my former tribe. My goal was to take those 6 to the final 6, and I would do anything that I had to make sure that happened, and decide from there who I trusted to take me to the end. And that all panned out. Starting with Kaylin to Michaela, I'm so sorry I couldn't build a rapport with you both. I was only on the same tribe for 2 tribal councils with the 2 of you. Holly, same with you. You were the first 3 votes to secure that me and everyone that I trusted made it to the final 6. So sorry to see you go. And then unfortunately, Josh, I know that, we didn't really get off to the right foot when we had that first vote. If I always think back, if we talked right away, right off the bat, maybe it could have been me and you all the way to the end. So I'm sorry that didn't happen. That right after you left and Susan left, sorry Susan again, you were a challenge beast. The way you did that puzzle when we were on the Ouchie Tribe blew my mind. I am still in shock. That is fascinating. I'm amazed by that. But moving forward, once we got to the Alicia vote, this is the first really, really hard vote I had to make. The reason why I had to vote Alicia out was because I did have secured trust with Galang and Donatus, and that's who was being targeted, and I had to make sure they stayed to the final 6, and the only way that could have happened was by taking you out, Alicia, so I'm sorry for that, and I'm sorry for blindsiding you. I know we had voted the same way a lot of times before then. After that, I heard that Marcus was gunning for me. The good thing about having Alliance members on both sides of the fence was that I knew everything was happening before it happened. I knew that Marcus was going for Paul and I knew that David was talking to Alex about trying to make a move on Paul and I. There was a lot happening, and I just had to keep my tongue shut. That's what I had to do, and in order to do that, we had to make more big moves, and Marcus, I'm sorry, man, you were the next one out. Finally, when we got down to the final 6, this is where I really had to see who I can trust that would take me to the end, and this was built all around trust. I made sure that the 6 people I wanted towards the end were all there. I knew every single vote going into it, who voted for who was the target, who was on the chopping block, and I made sure that I was not any names in any way, shape, or form. That's why I did not receive a vote this entire game. Once we did have the final 6, I had to make a move on who I'd move forward to the end with. Would it be Galang, Donatus, and David, or would it be Paul, Alex, and David? I did decide to make the move to stay with my original alliance, and this was purely based on just one small attribute, and it was there was a thread conducted between Galang, Alex, and Donatus, and I just wanted to know who started that, and Donatus and Alex pointed at each other, and when I talked to you, Galang, you said it was Donatus, and that's what made me had to vote Donatus out that next vote. Once we got down to 5, I needed to make sure I stayed all the way to the end. I was in control of all the votes, in my opinion, moving from the Ouchie Tribe all the way to the end. Everyone was coming to me to see who'd be voted out, and I made sure my name was off the chopping block. I also, in total, won 3 immunity challenges. The reason why I gave up my idol, my necklace, to Alicia during the combined tribal council was because one of those immunity challenges that I won, I had the option, if I gave up my necklace, I would be given a hidden immunity idol. I knew that Alex had the other 2 the entire game. I knew that Carrie had one when he was taken out, so I knew there was no other idols in play unless they were taken from the box at the start when you pulled your buff. From there, I made sure that at the final 4, it would be Alex, Paul, David, and I. And when it came to that last immunity challenge that Paul won, David wanted to make a move against Alex, which I heavily considered, and the reason why I did not make that move, I feel so bad, David, I promise I would never vote you out, was because if you did get to a one-on-one challenge with him and he won, I did not want a Chris Underwood situation. I feel that I play this game strategically. Like I said, I'm the only person in this entire game who did not receive a vote from another player. I had 1 rogue vote at the start, but that was self-induced because I pulled the wrong buff. I won these challenges, so I felt like I was a physical threat. And on top of that, I feel like I played a social game. I was voted the most trustworthy during that challenge where I won immunity as well. I fully embrace all the questions that you have for me, jury. Bring them on. I love each and every one of you, and I can't wait to keep our friendships and relationships going. For those who I haven't really got to know that well, hopefully we get to play again. Hopefully we're on the same alliance. In the meantime, I did write a little rap for y'all, so get ready for this. This is to each member of the jury. I hope you like it. Here we go. Kaylin, you were first. I had to put out your fire. Had I not, I'd be left with an early retire. Michaela, you started as a rookie just like me. We were only on the same tribe for 2 votes. I wish I could have built a better bond with thee. Holly, I respect your game and thought you were a threat from the start. Your shirt may say poo, but unfortunately dialogue between us was quieter than a fart. Susan, I'll never forget our talks about Vegas and pizza. Your speed at competing puzzles made you a threat and caused me amnesia. Josh, ever since we went to Rocks, we're at quite the divide. In a different universe, we could have all been allies, and voting you gave me no pride. Alicia, you were probably the nicest and most creative person in this game. I would love to play with you again, and hopefully this time it doesn't add fuel to the flame. Marcus, my man, I had to cut you when you said my name. I did respect your game and thought we were one and the same. Donatus, my singing right now might sound awful and dumb. You, on the other hand, are an awesome vocalist, and I will be the first to buy your album. Galong, I miss you, man, and can't wait to visit you in Java. When I get there, let's grab a cup of kava. David, we were the double team eliminators from day one. We were on every tribe together, and playing with you was like a scene out of Top Gun.